Hallelujah, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Hallelujah, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Aniya Ahabada, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Thawada, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Barakatah, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Barakatah, Akiyam, Wa Atwa. Shemaya Sha'ala Yahweh, Alahaya Nawa Yahweh Akar. Shemaya Sha'ala Yahweh, Alahaya Nawa Yahweh Akar. Abanawa Shabak Shemayim Kwadaz Haya Shakam Yahweh Malawaka Taba'a Ratazaka Haya Asha Ba Ratazaka Wahaya Basamayim Nothing Anawa Lakam Kayawam Wasalak Nawa Kabawak Nawa Kasalak Nawa Kabawaki Nawa Wala Al Tabaya I Nawa Banashayawan Abba Hawashai Nawa Mayan Rai Kayalaka Amalakwa Wala A Wa Ta Para La Walamyam Aman through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. And on this lesson on today, we're going to be talking about quantum physics. Quantum physics. We're going to go in real deep. Quantum physics. A lot of people want to know what happens when you die. So we're going to go over this through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Salute to the brothers, preaching the truth in sincerity. Double honors to the elders. And last but not least, all praises and glorification and due honor and adulation is to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, who the world knows as God and Jesus Christ. So let's get straight into the lesson. The womb. We're going to talk about the womb of a woman. We're going to start off in the apocryphal books, the books that was extracted from the Bible in the early 18th century by the Roman Catholic Church, the Protestants. This is the Wisdom of Solomon. Okay, and we're going to start with chapter 7, verse 1. I myself also am a mortal man, like to all, and the offspring of him that was first made of the earth. The Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 7, verse 2. And in my mother's womb was fashioned to be flesh, in the time of 10 months, being compacted in blood of the seed of man. Okay, so Solomon is giving account here how all men have one entrance into life, and that's coming through the womb of a woman. That's coming out the vaginal area of a woman, the vaginal canal. The Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 7, verse 3. And when I was born, I drew in the coming air, and fell upon the earth, which is of like nature. And the first voice which I uttered was crying, as all others do. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 7, verse 4. I was nursed and swaddled in clothes, and with cares. Wisdom of Solomon chapter 7 verse 5. For there is no king that have any other beginning of birth. Wisdom of Solomon chapter 7 verse 6. For all men have one interest into life, and the light going out. So Solomon tells you here, dealing with the Wisdom of Solomon chapter 7 verses 1 through 7. He says that all men have one interest into life, and the light going out. All men have one interest into life, including Yahushua Christ. All men have one interest into life, and that's coming through the vaginal canal, which some may call the vagina area of the woman. That's how we all get here, through the vagina. All right, and this is very important because we're going to look at the womb. All right, and you must understand that the whole realm, which is called earth, is a dimension. What we're living in is a dimension. And this dimension is called the matrix. Now, what is the matrix? Let's go to Numbers 3 and 12. Numbers 3 and 12. This is the book of Numbers, chapter 3, verse 12. I'm going to start with 3 and 11 of Numbers. And the Lord Jehovah of Israel spake unto Moses, saying, Numbers 3 and 12, And I, behold, I have taken the Levites from among the children of Israel, instead of all the firstborn that opened the matrix among the children of Israel. Therefore the Levites shall be mine. So the Most High tells you how he set up the Levitical priesthood order with the tribe of Levi. Numbers 3 and 12 say that he took the Levites from among the children of Israel, instead of all the firstborn that opened the matrix. Now, what is matrix? Let's go into the Strong Concordance to see exactly what matrix is. When you look at Hebrews 73:58, or some may say 7,358, it is Rakam. Rakam. Hebrew 7358, or some may say 7,358, it is pronounced as Rakam. Rakam. And that's simply known as the matrix. So let's go in Hebrews 73:58, or some may say 7,358, to see Rakam. Now Rakam, which is the matrix, is womb. W-O-M-B, the womb. The womb. Now what is the womb? It's a masculine noun. However, it refers to the vaginal canal of a woman. That's the womb. All right? So you must understand, according to Numbers 3:12, it speaks of the Levites from among the children of Israel. It speaks of the opening of the matrix. The opening of the matrix is the opening of the womb. So that's why they put this movie out known as The Matrix, starring Lawrence Fishburne. Okay, you know what I'm talking about, this movie, The Matrix. Because the matrix that we're living in is the womb. We're living in the womb, the matrix. Okay. Let's continue on. Exodus 13, beginning with verse 11. We will read down to verse 12. And this is all in reference to the womb. Exodus 13, verse 11. And it shall be when the Lord Yahweh of Israel shall bring thee into the land of the Canaanites, as he sware unto thee and to thy fathers, and shall give it to thee. Exodus 13:12. That thou shalt set apart unto the Lord Yahweh of Israel all that open the matrix, and every firstling that come of the beast which thou hast, and the male shall be the Lord Yahweh. So this is on the behalf of the Most High. He tells the children of Israel that basically that it shall be when he bring them into the land of the Canaanites, which is the land of Canaan, which is Palestine, Israel, the Holy Land. Okay, it was called Canaan before it was called Palestine, Israel. He said when he bring them into the land, because he swore to give them that land through their fathers of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. This is Exodus 13:11. And he said he was going to give it to the children of Israel. Exodus 13:12 said that thou shalt set apart unto the Lord Yahweh all that open the matrix. Now, what is this talking about that open the matrix? Open the womb. We showed you when you go back to Hebrews 73:58, or some may say 7,358, it's Rakam. Rakam. That's what matrix is in the Hebrew. Rakam, which takes you back to womb. So Exodus 13:12, all that open the womb, and every firstling that come of the beast which thou hast, the male shall be the Lord's. Meaning that the Most High was requiring of the children of Israel a first fruits of the tribes of Israel. So we dealing with matrix, which takes you back to Rakam, which means womb. So we are in the matrix. We are in the womb. Just like a baby, when it's in its mother's womb, it's dormant. Okay. When the baby in the mother's womb is dormant, it's in a sleeping state. Okay. So even while the baby is moving in the mother's womb, the baby might be moving. It might be moving in the mother's womb. And in spite of it moving, the baby is still in a dormant sleep state. All right. The baby is in the womb. The baby is in the matrix. All right. So this baby is having a dream experience in this womb. And this dream experience that this baby is having in his mother's womb is experience of his former life. All right. That's why the baby lies within the mother's womb for 9 months. The Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 7, verse 2. And in my mother's womb was fashioned to be flesh, and the time of 10 months being compacted in blood of the seed of man, and the pleasure that came with sleep. This is the Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 7, verse 2 in the Apocrypha, Solomon stated that in his mother's womb, now in the matrix, okay, in his mother's rakam, all right, which is the womb, the matrix, he was fashioned to be in flesh, to be flesh in the time of 10 months. It takes approximately 9 months now for a mother to, while a mother is conceiving a child before birth. But back then in the ancient world, it took 10 months because they had less genetically modified food. All right. So now we need to understand that basically while the baby is in his mother's womb, we need to understand that the reason why it's in a dormant sleeping state and it's kicking and it's moving. Why is it kicking and moving? Because it is having an experience of its former life. It's having an experience of its past life. Because you don't only live once. We've been here multiple times, brothers and sisters. Just like when you lie down and you go to sleep each and every night. And when you go into a dormant dream state, what you do? You twist and turn. You kick and move in your dream. Just like a baby, twist and turn, kick and move in the womb of the woman. Okay? So you need to understand this, that we are all in the womb of some entity right now. Whether you Black, Hispanic, Native American, whether you Chinese, Japanese, East Indians, Arabs, African, whatever your racial status are, you are in some form of entity, right? You're in the womb of some form of entity right now. Okay? Okay. Now why? Because you are in the womb of this life. All right? All right? You got to understand this. This whole realm is a dimension. And this dimension is known as a womb. Okay? So we in the womb right now. The earth is the personification related to a woman. And we are in the womb right now. We are in the womb right now. Okay? So what you do right now determines your lifetime to come. Talking about the womb. You are in the womb right now. Once you was birthed from your mother's womb, the umbilical cord was clipped, awakening you to your next reality. I'm going to say this again. Once you was birthed from your mother's womb, the umbilical cord was clipped, awakening you to your next reality. All right? Because a lot of people don't understand death. They don't understand death. All right? Death is an illusion. All right? Death is an illusion. Because when you simply die, you wake up. When you die, you wake up to the next reality. You wake up into your next karma. Because what you do right now, you are building your next reality according to what you do right now in the womb. Okay? Your whole lifespan is nothing but a thought. This is nothing but a holographic universe. What you're doing right now is nothing but a figment of your imagination. And you need to learn to make the right decisions. Because if you make the bad decisions in life and if you transgress the laws, statutes, and commandments of the Most High, you're building your next reality. You're going to have to pay for that. So you basically is living a recording right now. You're living a recording, and basically your thoughts basically creates your next reality. So be careful how you live this life. Because the life right here, you already created this life while you was in the womb, in your former life. So your thoughts works ahead of you. And what you're doing right now is developing your next life to come. So death is an illusion. You don't die. But if you do, you die to wake up. Okay? Just like each and every night when you lie down, when you go to sleep, you die to wake up in the next reality, which is the fourth dimensional body, which is a dream. Okay? You got to understand this. This is done every night you lie down. You die. Every night you lie down, you die. You leave this three-dimensional realm. You leave this world right here to enter the next reality. Same thing, death. You thinking you dying, but you just crossing over to the next reality. All right? So if you do good in this lifetime, you develop your heaven in your next lifetime to come. This lesson is deep, man, because we got to first and foremost understand that we're all multitudes of vibrating atoms, okay? We are nothing but thoughts. Thought is what makes your body, all right? Your body is a figment of your imagination. Everything that you function on is thought, and this is why your faith is so important, brothers and sisters, all right? And you are not separate from your thoughts, just like the Creator is not separate from His creation. You cannot separate the Creator from His creation. The Creator is everything. All right? Let's continue to move on. So you don't have a soul. Break down the word body, it goes back to the origin, the Latin bodig, which means house. So you don't have a soul, you are a soul which have a body. All right? You have a physical structure. All right? And this physical structure don't stick around very long. Once the physical structure, what the physical structure or the physique of the body, once that decline, your astrological energy or your spiritual being is transferred to the next reality. So we are multi-dimensional essence that exists throughout the cosmos. We exist throughout the universe in many forms, many configurations. So what makes this reality that you live in right now, what makes it real to you? What makes it so real to you? Because you touch, taste, you feel all these different things. What makes this reality real to you? It's the simple fact you're like an antenna. And you choose to be tuned in to this realm called Earth. You choose to be tuned in to it. You like an antenna. Now, a lot of people don't understand that the hairs upon your head, they are transmitters. Your hairs upon your head, your hairs upon your arms, your legs, they are transmitters. They emit signals, all right? And your thoughts come exactly out of your hair. Because when you break the anatomy of the hair down, the hair has a nerve at the bottom of it, and it's called the hair root plexus. And it connects your hair basically to your nervous system, which is the spine. So your hair are transmitters. The more coil your hair is, the more better the transmitters, the more better your signals. Okay, your thoughts come out of your hair. So we all came here for many different reasons on this realm they call Earth, right? We came here for an experience. When you break down experience, it goes back to the Latin. X is to out. Experience is to try. So experience to try out. We're going to give you an example like a radio. There are many stations that you can tune in on the radio. There are many stations on the radio you can tune in to. All right? You choose to be tuned in to this third dimensional realm right here. So the beauty of us is that we can tune into multiple stations by reaching higher levels of enlightenment that's dealing with the chakra system. A lot of people don't believe in the chakra system, but the Bible speaks of the chakra system, okay? From the root to the crown. The 7 spirals of energy, thus meaning 7 up. That's why they put it on the beverage. 7 up. From the root to the crown. 7 chakras in the body. The root, the navel, solar plexus, the heart, the throat, the third eye, okay, and the crown. 7 up. That's why they put it on the damn beverage. All right? So that's the beauty of us, because we can tune into multiple stations by reaching higher levels of enlightenment. So you got to understand that the cosmos is a reference to an academy or institution. You got to understand the universe is like a school, and each celestial dimension is a classroom, man. Now let's talk about dreams. Let's talk about dreams. When you enter sleep, you don't know that you're dreaming until you wake up. You don't know that you're dreaming until you actually wake up. So once your body is in a dormant sleep state, you enter what they would call the fourth dimension, all right? So while you're in this dream state, whatever you dream, you are basically experiencing another reality. So whatever you dream about, that becomes your new reality. Whatever you're doing in your dormant dream state, that becomes your reality. All right? You encounter different things. You go through different diverse emotions in your dream state. The same like you do here on this third dimensional plane. You communicate with other beings in your dreams. The same you do here. But you never know you're dreaming until you wake up. So when you're dreaming, you don't ask no questions. You go about the dream just like everyday life in this third dimension. See, it isn't until you wake up until you realize you was dreaming. And this is in reference to death, man. So it isn't until you wake up until you realize you was dreaming. Okay, what if you dreaming basically and you die in your sleep and you never awaken? Remember that you never know as a dream until you wake up, right? So if you die in your sleep while you're dreaming and you never wake back up to this present life, you got to think about it. That dream becomes your new reality. Okay, that dream becomes your new reality, brothers and sisters. You forget about everything in this present third dimension. You forget about everything here. You forget about this life as though it never existed. Your loved ones, such as your family and your friends, you know, they might express their sensitivity, their sympathy, their leniency, their compassion about you. You know, they holding your funeral. But where you at, none of this never existed. So the dream instantly becomes your new reality if you were to die while you're sleeping. So what I'm saying is the moral of this is this just simply shows us that the dream world is just as real as the physical world. You got to understand that. Whatever dimension you tune into becomes your physicality. Whatever dimension you tune into, that becomes your physicality. All right? Because like I said, whatever you tune into becomes physicality. In a dream, you can touch. You can touch ground in a dream. Sticks, stones, rocks, people, and etc. This reality is physical because it's the reality that you are tuned into. So whatever you tune into becomes physicality. When you lie down every night and you go to sleep, and when you enter the fourth dimension, you enter that dormant dream state, that dream world becomes physicality to you, just like this world. So you leave this world each and every night to enter a new reality. That's the same thing with death, because death is an illusion. So you don't die. Okay? You just are transferred to the next reality. Your energy is transferred to the next reality because energy cannot cease to exist. We are just infinite power. That's all we are. Okay? Even when you go into Hebrews, it tells you that. Hebrews 1:7 tells you that. We are nothing but infinite power. That's all. Hebrews 1:7. Let me read it. And of the angels, he said, who makes his angel spirits and his ministers a flame of fire. Okay? So we're nothing but pure energy. The spirit in the body is pure fire. That's why we heat up. That's why we can rub our hands together and cause friction and heat. So basically, spirit comes in the form of fire because fire is pure energy. Spirit in the body is pure fire. You also have people experiencing spontaneous human combustion. Okay? When certain people just catch on fire for no reason because their energy level is so high. So your spirit is your energy, which goes hand in hand with your soul. So let's continue to move on. So remember, if you die in your sleep while you're dreaming, that dream becomes your next reality. Okay? So the dream world, like I stated, is just as real as the physical world. The fourth dimensional world is just as physical as the third dimensional world. And whatever you tune in becomes your physicality. Alright? The dream world is just as physical, only with slight modifications. It's slight modifications in the dream world. What do I mean by that? I'm going to give you some examples of slight modifications in the dream world. The dream world is just as physical as this third dimensional world, this plane, but it's slight modifications such. Let's say you're dreaming, right? And you dream about having superhuman strength. You leaping hundreds of feet. You're shooting fireballs out of the palm of your hands. You're levitating objects. You're flying. Let's say, for instance, you had a dream like that. Okay, so all these things is never questioned about in the dream. It's normal. It seems normal to you. If you had a dream that you had superhuman strength, leaping hundreds of feet, shooting fireballs from the palm of your hand, levitating objects and flying around, you never stop in the dream and say, wow, I'm lifting cars. Wow, I'm jumping hundreds of feet. Wow, I'm shooting fireballs from out of my hand. How am I doing this? Wow, I'm levitating objects. You never stop in the dream to ask that question. Why? Because that dream becomes your reality. It's normal to you. Okay? It's not until you wake up to experience, wow, I had a dream that I was a superhuman. I was a superhuman. I had supernatural paranormal potential. I had supernatural capacity and power. But in a dream, all this appeared to be natural. So while dreaming, you never stop and say, hey, I'm a superhuman. Wow, you never say, I possess incredible strength. It's normal to you in the dream. It seems normal. So the moral to this is, the signification that I'm trying to get out is that there are different forms that we are experiencing lives in diverse, manifold dimensions. There are different forms that we are experiencing. Okay? So we are experiencing life in divergent dimensions. When you dream, you just turn the knob on the radio. That's all you're doing to tune into another station. All right? Because while you in your three-dimensional body, when you rest your three-dimensional body, right? Your physical body, while you rest the three-dimensional body, guess what happens? You continue your experience in the fourth-dimensional body. All right? People don't understand that we are nothing but frequency, energy, and vibration. That's all we are. You tune into a different station while your third dimensional physical body rests peacefully on this station. But the elites have brainwashed many ones on the earth today by holding this information. They have sought out misinformation to keep us trapped on this third dimensional zone or this third dimensional belt, this providence, this district. They have kept us trapped here. And they do this by erroneous news, okay, fallacious religion, false history and antiquity, entertainment. So basically when you sleep, you change up the physical body and continue the experience in your fourth dimensional body, while the third dimensional body rests. All right? What if you go to sleep and you see nothing but blackness in your dream? If you do that, that's not normal. Why? Why I say that? If you only see in blackness when you go to sleep, that's not normal. Why? Because your dream experience are being looted by the higher powers that be, feeding us false belief and poisons. These beings that rule this planet and exist on higher dimensions, their strategy, their proposition, their plans is to trap us here by misinformation and belief systems and etc. So your soul came in for experience. Some souls came to emancipate other lost souls that have been trapped for eons and cycles of reincarnation, or some may say regeneration. So you got to understand there's no such thing as death. It's only transmigration of energy from one reality to the next. So what happens when you die? We wake up into the next dimension and realize we only been experiencing a dream in this holographic universe. So this dream life may seem like forever, but when you awaken in your next reality, you realize it was nothing but a brief sleep. So we are infinite energy that cannot cease to exist. We can only change forms, and time is an illusion. So once again, what happens when you die? When you die, you awaken in another dimension and realize that you were only experiencing a dream in this one. Okay? A good movie to look at is The One. So keep in mind, we are multitudes of atoms that's vibrating. We are nothing but thought. Thought is what makes your body. Your body is a figment of your imagination. Everything you see around you is thought. And basically, you're living in a holographic universe. All right? Okay? You're living in the womb. You're living in the matrix. All right? And your thoughts works ahead of you. So what you're doing right now, you're developing your next life. Death is an illusion. You die to wake up. So you die to wake up into your next reality or your next karma. This is done every night. You go down, lie down and go to sleep. You die to the third dimensional body to be transferred to the fourth dimensional body. So that's what I had concerning this lesson. Revelation 18:4 tell the children of Israel to come out of her, my people. Even though it's talking about Babylon the Great, but it's twofold. Come out the womb, come out the matrix. Shalom.